प्रोग्राम में हमें ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं चार्ल्स डेलॉनियो, the ambassador of Belgium. Let's welcome him. Assalamu alaikum and very good morning, Excellency.
Assalamu alaikum sahab and good morning and happy new year.
इससे पहले कि हम अपने गेस्ट की तरफ जाएं और उनसे बात करें कि उनकी न्यू रेजोल्यूशन क्या होने जा रही है और वो क्या कुछ इस साल में एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं, तो उससे पहले हम आपको लेके चलते हैं बेल्जियम। बैठे बैठे लेकर चलते हैं, आपको दिखाते हैं कि बेल्जियम के लोगों का रहना सहना कैसा है, उनका उठना बैठना कैसा है, उनका कल्चर कैसा है और पाकिस्तान के साथ जो अब तक के उनके बायलैटरल रिलेशनशिप्स हैं या फिर उनके लिए जो कि बायलैटरल ट्रेड है उसका हुजम क्या है। तो एक छोटी सी रिपोर्ट देखिए, रिपोर्ट के बाद ओवर द डिस्कशन।
बेल्जियम मगरबी यूरोप का मुल्क है। कदीम फन तामीर की वजह से बेल्जियम का शुमार यूरोप के खूबसूरत मुल्कों में होता है। बेल्जियम में नेटो और यूरोपीय यूनियन का हेडक्वार्टर है। बेल्जियम की 59% आबादी डच जबान बोलती है, 40% फ्रेंच और 1% अफराद जर्मन जबान बोलते हैं। बेल्जियम की करेंसी यूरो है और बेल्जियम का दारुल हुकूमत ब्रसल्स है। बेल्जियम की आबादी 2 करोड़ के करीब है। बेल्जियम तरक्की याफ्ता मुल्क है और इस मुल्क की आमदनी भी ज्यादा है। बेल्जियम में मुसलमानों की आबादी कुल आबादी का 6% है। खूबसूरत पहाड़ और झीलें बेल्जियम की खूबसूरती को मजीद निखारती हैं और हर आने वाले सयाह को अपनी जानिब राग़िब करती हैं।
Let me guess. No. So you tell me first. What is your New Year resolution?
To serve the bilateral relation between Pakistan and Belgium. I'm here for that, but I will do that enthusiastically, especially now that I begin New Year so good with you.
So how did you celebrate your Christmas? Because I can see your Christmas tree over here.
Well, I celebrate Christmas and New Year here in Islamabad with my son, with my friends.
That's really nice. And how you start your day normally? Like, well, it's a new year and it's the 1st January of 2023. So how did you plan your day?
My day, it's a working day, and usually I start by reading press releases, the press, the cables coming from Brussels. You know, for a diplomat, being well informed is of utmost importance for all what you have to do in the day.
Exactly, this is what I want to ask. The job of the ambassador is the toughest one or is the normal one?
I have been diplomat for almost all my life, so I can't really compare. But yes, it's a tough job. We have a lot of work that doesn't disturb me at all. We have some privilege linked to the function of ambassador, but linked to the function, not to the person. So there can be some misunderstandings with the people who believe that the diplomats are so rich, etc. But in fact, no, the privileges are there to help you to do your job. That's the rule in diplomacy. It's also tough because sometimes your family cannot come with you in a new post. And so here in Islamabad, unfortunately, it is my 7th year of separation with my family.
So you live alone here?
God, yes, but thanks to God, we have WhatsApp. I don't know if I have to make some advertisement for that, but anyway, we have communication means which make communication possible every day and for free.
You got WhatsApp because you want to break the communication gap between you and your family members. But I saw, in fact, we all team members, you don't have Facebook account, you don't have Twitter account. Why so?
You know, to be ambassador, you must be an old diplomat. I am an
old
old diplomat.
You see yourself as an old diplomat?
No, but I'm a little bit from the old generation. I don't have a Twitter or a Facebook account. I use the accounts of the embassy. That's normal. We leave a country after 3-4 years. and there is no point to send messages on Pakistani events here to my previous post, which was Brazil, and they have maybe less interest for the daily life in Islamabad.
So, could you please share your experience in Pakistan? How was the journey?
It's a very rich experience. I was very busy, much more than I expected. There are things in the diplomatic life you can't plan. We had those tragic floods here in Pakistan
Exactly.
a few weeks after my arrival. We immediately reported this tragedy to Brussels, and I was happy to see that they were quick to respond. We sent tents at the beginning of the catastrophe, and this is the critical moment because then you really save life. If you arrive with humanitarian assistance 3-4 weeks later, it's useful, but maybe life will have been lost. So it's also important that some donors are present from the very beginning, and that's what we managed to do. Then we also sent a first aid team. They stayed here more or less 2 weeks, and they brought with them water sanitation equipments. They were installed, and then the Pakistani colleagues were trained how to use that material, how to move it, and so by producing drinkable water, we also saved life in another phase of the catastrophe, the phase when people return but can't find drinkable water where they live.
And how do you see currently situation in Pakistan if we're talking about the flood area, and how do you see the future of Pakistan after that, and the collaboration and the cooperation of the entire world?
The future, it's always difficult to predict the future of a country when you arrived just 4 months earlier. But what I could see from the floods is that the Pakistani people is extremely resilient. In drained areas, you could see that agriculture was restarting, that people were rebuilding their house, everything. So it was a catastrophe, but people are continuing to fight, and I found that very impressive. When you look at this country, it is confronted with an economic crisis, with climate crisis, with those floods. But lives goes on, and people are extremely resilient. I think for people without that quality, there is no future.
So, Excellency, we Pakistani, we as nation, we mostly rely on our agriculture department. When we talk about the bilateral trade between Belgium and Pakistan, it's approximately $713 million US, and Pakistan import from Belgium is $430 million US per year. So, how both countries enhance their trade volume with the help of each other's experiences?
Well, first of all, your statistics do not really match with ours.
Really?
But, no, not really.
Then please correct me.
Because you use the statistic published by the Pakistani government, while we use a statistic according to a European methodology. But anyway, the proportion you quoted is right. But it's sometimes dangerous to compare the figures of 1 year with another. Last year, indeed, we had the Belgian exported goods for about 800 million euros to Pakistan, while the Pakistani imports from Pakistan to Belgium amounted about 450 million euros. That's a lot. But for the Belgian side, the figures was boosted by the import in Pakistan of vaccines produced in Belgium to fight COVID-19 pandemics here in Pakistan. Now we are more or less in a normal year. We have the statistic for the 9 first months, and we have about the same volumes and values of trade on both sides. So it's balanced this year, and I think this is very important for Pakistan.
Definitely it should be. So which area of interest for the investment should be from Belgium government perspective?
In Pakistan, it's difficult to invest for the time being because we have the money transfer problem.
So there is a big problem for you, money transfer.
It's a problem, of course.
All
if
right.
you, we have some companies established here, but if you have to import some inputs in your production, then of course you have to pay those inputs in hard currency, and it's difficult to find for the time being. Pakistan is fighting against risk of insolvency. That's the main challenge of Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's government, and it's vital for Pakistan to overcome this payment crisis. And I'm confident.
So how can we sort out this, Excellency? Is there any framework in your mind?
Well, the IMF is providing assistance to Pakistan in order to overcome this payment crisis. There is a program, a 3-year program, which was a little bit extended in last August, but which normally will finish in June next year. If Pakistan manages to complete this program, it will open credits with other donors, and that's why it is important to complete that program. This program is multiple. It means a better control of the budget of the government, to reform the energy sector, which is also important, things like that. But it's technical, maybe.
Kind of. So, Excellency, I really wanted to know about the students, those are studying in Belgium and especially in European countries. What do you see the future of Belgium students? Those are studying in European countries indefinitely, as well as Pakistani overseas. Those are working over there and studying over there. So, in future, how do both countries strengthen their educational ties in the future? And do you have any plan in your mind and the framework, any feasibility?
For the time being, there is no cooperation agreement between our two countries in the field of education. It's a pity, but it's like this. But it also has to do with the institutional reality in Belgium.
Don't you think that this is the time we should think about it?
But it's complicated because we are a federal country and we have 3 ministries of education, each one with its own policy. Nevertheless, if there is no agreement between Belgium and Pakistan, there are some agreements between universities in Belgium and the Pakistani Higher Education Commission. And this commission has provide some allowances to students, and so we have a few Pakistanis studying in Belgium every year. We also have researchers, and some Pakistani also make a PhD in Belgium. So something happens between our two countries in the field of education, but yes, it's true, it's maybe too modest. How to boost that, that's mainly the responsibility of our education institutions.
Definitely. So do you see any cultural similarities between Belgium and Pakistani people?
That's difficult. The history and the traditions are very different. I think hospitality is
it's a common factor.
A common factor. I am positively amazed by the number of invitations I got since my arrival here.
How many invitations you got, by the way? Any idea?
At least 2-3 invitations a week. I can't.
2-3 invitations a week.
Well, in those invitations, of course, you have the invitations of the other embassies, but there are also many invitations of official bodies, of private people in Pakistan. It happens also. And the more you are staying in the country, the more you are extending your contact network.
People say Islamabad is the most beautiful capital around the world. So how you find Islamabad?
You know, I know at least another most beautiful capital of the
really?
world. Yeah, visit
People
Brussels.
say so.
Visit Brussels. No, seriously speaking.
Do invite us. We'll definitely visit.
Seriously speaking, Islamabad reminds me a little bit Brasilia. Brasilia, which is the capital of Brazil. I was posted in Sao Paulo, but I visited Brasilia many times. And what is the common point between the two cities, Brasilia and Islamabad? Both cities were built from scratch at the beginning of the 60s. with some views of the future that were existing at that time. So mobility with cars, etc. That's why you have wide streets, wide avenues. It's very green, and I appreciate very much the different nuances of green you can observe every time you walk or travel here in Islamabad. So beautiful landscape, an easy life, no traffic jams, and the quietness. These are the qualities of a city like in Islamabad. What is a little bit strange with new cities, and you have that problem in Brasilia too, there is no real center where the people converge, and so conviviality is maybe not the biggest advantage of those new cities.
So how many places have been visited in Pakistan so far since 2002 August? Yeah, I guess you've been there.
Not enough. Beside Islamabad, I visited Lahore.
Okay.
But it was a business visit.
Lahore is my hometown.
Oh.
Yep, I'm from Lahore.
One reason more to go back there. But unfortunately in Lahore, which is the capital in the historical capital of Pakistan, I hadn't time to visit the touristic sites. That will be for next time.
Definitely.
I'll
take you.
Great.
To Anarkali, Shahi Kala, or Badshahi Mosque. Yeah.
I accept your invitation with pleasure.
And, thank you.
And all our watchers are testimonies. That's a firm commitment, mutual commitment. I also visited Karachi.
Okay.
Also with a little time to discover the city better. I had the opportunity to visit Jinnah's mausoleum, and that's very impressive. That's a very beautiful place, but with a high degree of symbolism for the Pakistanis.
So do share your experience and your cuisine, what people like to eat in Belgium. What is your cultural food? Please share with us.
Our Belgian food, there are some specialities which can easily be exported, such as waffles,
nice.
Belgian chocolate, although...
Yes. I'll take a question, but please carry on.
Take care with the cold chain when you transport chocolate, because if the weather is too hot, you lose quality. Then we also have beers, but maybe not the most cherished drink by the Pakistani, but also a question of culture, and French fries. French fries,
but from Belgium.
From Belgium.
Okay.
And it's very strange that you have this adjective French, because the French are very often joking about the Belgian French fries.
It is because people in Belgium, they speak French as well, because Belgium's people, they speak in German language, they speak French, and third one is?
Dutch. And Dutch.
Yeah.
The same language as in the Netherlands.
And what you speak mostly?
French, but I speak all languages.
Oh, interesting. Huh?
Well, that's compulsory for
10
diplomats.
on 10, huh?
Yeah. You must, serving your government and your people, you must speak the language. That's natural.
Okay. Well, now I really want to know about the Belgium chocolate. What is the history of the Belgium chocolate? People in Pakistan, they really like and they really want to have this.
Well, the chocolate tradition in Belgium is more or less 100 years old.
Okay.
It's a technology which was developed. They use cocoa.
Okay, the chocolate, the chocolate bean.
That's a raw material.
Okay.
You don't find cocoa trees in Belgium. It's imported from the equatorial countries.
Okay.
But then you have to transform this powder of cocoa with different ingredients. And that's what the experience and the technology developed around those ingredients made the chocolate producers in Belgium extremely famous all over the world.
All right. So what is your most favorite place in Belgium? Especially when we talk about the Belgium historic places and the architecture, I can see the places, the frames hanging over the wall. What caught your attention most in Belgium and then Pakistan?
Well, Belgium is a young country. It was it became independent in 1830 after a separation, also separation with the Netherlands. Fortunately, the Dutch people is a very friendly people, and they are partners in many bilateral cooperation. But of course, the history of our territories is much older than that. We have an open territory without natural borders, so it means we were invaded and occupied many times in our history, and we took of every occupying power what they had best to offer to you. So if you look at architecture, we have several cities with architectural characteristics from all those periods. But we also have nice places of nature and castles. So a lot of things to visit in total.
So lastly, I really want to know, you being ambassador, how do you see the future of bilateral trade and bilateral relationships between Pakistan and European countries?
Maintaining and developing bilateral relations is the main responsibility of an ambassador. You must seize opportunities and you must be creative. And if you are lucky, the events also give you some reasons to propose things, etc. You need to be proactive. Yes. In Pakistan, we have a lot of interest, and there is also an interest from the Pakistani side to develop those interests. It's a win-win game. So when our bilateral relation progresses, it doesn't mean that somebody loses. I have an excellent Pakistani counterpart in Belgium. It's Ambassador Asad Majid Khan. He comes back to Pakistan. He will be the next Foreign Secretary, and I look forward to working with his successor and with Assad here in Islamabad for the sake of our bilateral relation.
And any other message that you want to convey our fans, your fans, and the viewer of SUNO TV and the Cafe Margalla? So what will be your New Year message for the people, those who are watching?
So there are some traditional messages every New Year to wish you all the best in all your undertakings, but also with your family, happiness, and also an excellent wealth. These are traditional messages that are conveyed every year. But for the Pakistani, I also hope that Pakistani will manage to overcome the crisis it's confronted with. Of course, we are on the side of the Pakistanis, and we'll do our best to help them. Our relations, our bilateral relations are excellent. To my knowledge, there is not the smallest problem between our two countries. It's a real partnership, and so I'm happy to serve this relation, and so I wish all the best for the Pakistani also in managing the two crises.
Thank you so much, Excellency, and thank you so much for the interview. तो जनाब, ये था इंटरव्यू और आपकी मुलाकात करवाई हमने बेल्जियम एम्बेसडर के साथ। गो के इन्हें पाकिस्तानी खाने अभी इतने अट्रैक्ट नहीं किए। मुझे लगता है कि इन्होंने वो जगह भी घूमना शुरू नहीं किए कि जहाँ पर इन्हें ले जाकर मजे के खाने खिलाए जाए। तो कोशिश ये करेंगे कि आने वाले दिनों में या फिर इसी साल इनके साथ कुछ ना कुछ प्लान किया जाए। लाहौर लेकर इन्हें चलेंगे और वहाँ पर जाके इन्हें जरा लक्ष्मी चौक भी घुमाएंगे। वहाँ पर इन्हें अनारकली के अंदरों की गलियां भी हम लोग दिखाएंगे, और फिर शाही किला, बादशाही मस्जिद जिसने नहीं देखी, और जब कहते हैं कि जिसने लाहौर नहीं देखा वो जमिया नहीं, तो ये तो नहीं होना चाहिए। आप लोगों ने दिल छोटा नहीं कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि लाहौरी खाने हमें पता बहुत बेस्ट हैं, और फिर कराची के लोग तो वैसे ही बड़ी मजे की बिरयानी बनाते हैं। विद द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम मैं ये कह सकती हूँ कि चार्ल्स का जो टेस्ट है ना वो डेवलप होना शुरू हो जाएगा, और लेट्स सी कि हम लोग बेल्जियम चॉकलेट किस दिन खाते हैं। गो कि बेल्जियम चॉकलेट का ताल्लुक बेल्जियम से तो बिल्कुल नहीं। इसी के साथ ही हम अपने सेगमेंट क्लोज करेंगे और आपको लेके चलेंगे स्टूडियो